You think she's the only one, but that's not true. You only remember the good things. Next time, remember everything properly. Good day, dear friends. Today we will talk about the actions taken by a person who has left and regrets leaving. Let's start with the fact that the person who left sees the breakup differently. In other words, it is important to understand that I will explain how the person who was left sees it as an example. The person who left is someone who was literally kicked out, meaning they ended up outside the door. Initially, they try to knock on the door firmly knowing that there is someone inside. Then they realize that we are not opening the door. They can recognize the breakup and understand that it is not a joke, not an emotional outburst or impulse. It is a real breakup, meaning the other person has made the decision to step out of the relationship. What does this understanding give us? It gives us the understanding that the person who left locks themselves inside, in the apartment or house, knowing that someone is banging on the door outside. But why doesn't the person who left open the door? Well, the answer is obvious. They don't want to, they lack motivation, and the abandoned person even annoys them. But if you live in an apartment, remember the moment when you wake up and someone is drilling the wall. You start to hate the person who is disturbing you in the morning, invading your boundaries. In the case of a breakup, it is the same. The essence of how it is perceived is the same for the abandoned person, the person who left, and the person who decided to leave. But the problem is that only the abandoned person feels the breakup. Does the person who left feel the breakup? When they lock themselves in their home and hear the knocks on the door? No, the only thing they feel is rejection and unwillingness to communicate. There is no story about weighing the pros and cons. But if a person is completely unstable, they may stand by the door and keep banging on it forever. But for the most part, it is important for a person to recognize the breakup. Once they recognize it, they start taking steps to move away from the dependency. The abandoned person slowly but surely frees themselves from the relationship. They take steps to forget, move on, and push those memories to the back of their mind. But does the person who left take these steps? No. A woman who left a man feels a sense of freedom from the very beginning. Look, the abandoned person feels a sense of freedom when they can free themselves from the dependency. But the person who left feels this sense of freedom when they leave. So, what happens next? Why do many men say that their ex-girlfriend contacts them after 6 months? It's because the breakup doesn't affect them in the same way. Look at movies where two people break up. They see the breakup and even you feel a lump in your throat. But for someone who just watches the movie, it's unnecessary to say that it's a breakup. Only when they can recognize the breakup, they start taking steps to move away from it. So, if rejection occurs, you see it objectively, and the person starts showing interest in you. There is no suffering at this stage. There is only interest. And if, by chance, during this interest, the person starts feeling the breakup, the woman who left starts feeling the same emotions you felt when you first encountered her. The problem is that she is experiencing these emotions now, while you experienced them 3 to 4 months ago, or maybe even longer. So, if we talk about practice, I can tell you how women try to come back. This is for those men who try to work like a weather vane, calibrating the slightest changes. For example, I go to her social media profile, and she used to post photos, but now she hasn't posted any for 2 weeks. She is suffering. Or, when we broke up, she used to be active on social media, but as soon as we stopped talking, she stopped posting certain photos. Friends, I can tell you a story where a woman comes and waits for a man under his window. She calls and hears a female voice on the other end, but she doesn't stop. When the other person has the motivation to return to the relationship, a normal motivation that helps the relationship continue, they don't stop. They don't hesitate. Don't think that after a breakup, you need to be in the right place at the right time, waiting for her to feel sad and for her to message you. Friends, there is no truth in that. When you wait like a beggar, when you are given a chance, you have the opportunity to delay the breakup a little bit. You have the opportunity to dive back into the story, but soon you realize that you have entered the wrong story. You wanted it to be like before, but it's just a wave of nostalgia. Everything goes downhill from there. So, for the relationship to be restored, the woman must have a very strong motivation to come back to you. And at that moment, when she makes these attempts, be sure she won't stop if you don't respond. I often come across cases where a man writes to me after a month and a half or 2 months, saying that she messaged him, but he didn't respond, and now she hasn't messaged him for a week. She didn't want anything, she just messaged because she felt like it. You can't lose such strong motivation to present it as something. Imagine you have a very strong and serious dream, a dream for which you are willing to do anything. And if at some point you take a step towards that dream and it turns out to be a failure, meaning your step towards the dream sets you back 2 steps, will you stop or not? The answer is simple: you won't stop. So, it is important to understand that a person connects relationships with happiness, with their deepest desires. And if a person doesn't have enough motivation to continue them, if a person is willing to tolerate you or give you a chance to change, it means one thing: it won't work. So, don't stand like a weather vane or dog, looking in all directions, afraid of missing something. When a person's motivation grows, you won't miss it. It's impossible. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. We appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with our latest uploads. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on any of our exciting videos. If you've just subscribed, we would love to hear from you. Leave a comment below saying, "I subscribed," and let us know what you liked about the video or what other topics you'd like us to cover in future videos. Thank you for being a part of our community. We look forward to bringing you more great content in the future. Happy watching!